When people think it's a black sheep of the family, people think that you are disowned. But a lot of time, the black sheep in a family, it's a person that disagree with upbringing that the whole generation were going. You are not guilty, or it's not your fault where you came from, okay, your family, but you are responsible and accountable from the family you built. But I keep telling people, and that's what I do a lot of social media, a lot of podcasts, is that you gotta find out who you wanna be, not what your family wants you to be. You are responsible and accountable for putting all this stuff together, put it all back. If you continue doing this for years and years to come, suddenly the black sheep becomes the Cinderella. You are the only one that's gonna live with yourself for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. Welcome to Mastering the Inner World versus Outer World podcast. Today we have the only host, me, Jarek Tadla, and you guess what we're gonna talk about? The black sheep of the family. Yes, black sheep. Let me start with us. When people think it's a black sheep of the family, people think that you are disowned, or that that you are a black sheep because you do something negative, something bad, that you do drugs, alcohol, anything like that. That's one of the definition. But a lot of time, the black sheep in a family, it's a person that disagree with upbringing that the whole generation were going. So doesn't agree with the family unit, how they were raised by their grandparents, by grandparents, the aunts and uncles, and it just doesn't look at life as like, I want more from life. I want more from life than that. I don't want to end up like my whole family. And suddenly, because he does different routines and got completely different habits, that person is called a black sheep. Or I think being a black sheep is definitely positive, because I think black sheep is like a generational breaker. It's like, because you are not guilty, or it's not your fault where you came from, okay, your family, but you are responsible and accountable from the family you built. And if anybody young is listening to me right now, I'm telling you, it's your job. Anything you don't like in your own family units, it's your accountability. Your parents brought you to whatever adulthood you are, and then it's your accountability to change or continue what you like, what you don't like. And the reason we're talking about black sheep, because when I'm definitely a black sheep in my family, even though I'm successful, so I'm definitely a black sheep. So, and the reason, I remember like in 2001, 2002, I went to Tony Robbins seminar, and immediately I I suddenly, I knew there's something more from life. That's what I have. I moved to the United States. I already live in the United States 10 years. I knew there's more in life than that what I'm doing. And even though I already retired. So when I went, I started reading everything. I started listening to his books. To his courses. Start reading. And I went to every single seminars he was throwing. All over the world. And then everybody's like, "Holy shit, he's a cult! Like Tony Robbins, it's a cult." And it went from Tony Robbins to another one, and it's like Brian Tracy. It's like all this stuff. I was, because dude, they got him. They got him. But for me, it wasn't enough. I didn't want to live the life that I want to live. So being black sheep, it's pretty good. It's a lot of people are disowned by family, which because if you don't agree, and your family disagree with everything you do, this like I have a friend, I have a friend that the whole family from 3 generations are doctors. 3 generations back, every single person in his family is a doctor, not him. He said, like, I'm not doing this. And now he is a truly black sheep, because for them, he downgraded. even though he's a lot more financially successful than all of them together, but he was still called because he was kind of disowned by family because he does something else that family roots doesn't allow it. But I keep telling people, and that's what I do a lot of social media, a lot of podcasts, is that you got to find out who you want to be, not what your family wants you to be, not what you friends, wife, kids. You got to figure it out. You got to sit with your own and be your own black sheep. Hey, I'm not happy with let's say this part of my life, and let's change it. Figure out how you want to program yourself. Because remember, nobody, when you were raised by your parents or your grandparents or your aunts and uncles, they didn't know, they didn't even know what make them happy. And for sure, they did not know what make you happy. If you're listening right now, like, nope, like I'm 53 years old and I'm keep thinking, what make me happy? You know, it's like all the pieces, all the like I always say like all my bricks by saying like my guilt or shame or not enoughness or the the words they were throwing at me, it was taking part of me. And then I put it back by the rules of my family or the rules of society. But I never took them the way I want them. So you have to figure out exactly who you are and what you want to do, and then be grateful for all the stuff that was taken away from you, because we are born with everything within us. So then when the stuff is taken away through life, you got to put it back. You got to put those pieces back so you have a strong foundation. You have a strong inner peace, your inner world. So you are responsible and accountable for putting all this stuff together, put it all back. And if you don't want to follow the family rules and laws and habits, it's it's up to you. That doesn't make you a black sheep. Because if you continue doing this for years and years to come, suddenly the black sheep becomes the Cinderella. There's a Cinderella story. And what you are doing right now, you're gonna invest and you're gonna input all the new routines that work for you into your new family. So make sure you learn the right habits, the healthy habits. And what are the healthy habits? You know, I mean, you need to inherit, not, I mean, learn and to reprogram yourself so you are strong emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, physically. You got to build relationship with yourself and definitely take away all the media, all the toxins. What I mean by the toxins, take the food, because it's not only the food but also all the activities that are not good for you. The news, the self talk, it has to be positive as well. And I still joke about it. I'm the black sheep in the family, and sometimes being the black sheep, I think the right word for black sheep is definitely it's a generational breaker. And I wish you become one. When you're listening to this, it's like go through go through your life, go through the whatever chapter in life you're in, whatever stage of life you are. Figure it out, like, what do I like, what do I don't like, and change it, because you are the only one that's gonna live with yourself for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. Your grandparents, if you still have them, great. I don't know how long they're gonna last. Your parents, if you have them, great. I mean, my parents are still alive, so I'm definitely grateful for it. But you know, you have to live your own life, and you have to be accountable for your own life. So work on you, brother. And now it's another question for it. Is it lonely to be a black sheep? It is lonely because what happened is, in order, because remember, you come from your family, so that's your family unit, right? People, the loved ones, and then you meet through the family. So then when you go to the adulthood, not only you start meeting new people, and you need to meet people on your emotional level or psychological level. Yet you coming with all the stuff that you were not trained, maybe that's not the word, but you were raised with the same integrity, same values, and the same rules. So you can only attract people on the same level. So the reason it's lonely, because you got to go through the process of evolving and break the curses. So when you in the process of learning and reprogramming and getting the new habits, rules, and values, it takes time. So the process for some people might take a year, 2 years. For some people might take 10 years. It's a pretty lonely process because it's not easy to attract people at the same level. And I'm not talking level financially or successful, like you know how successful you are, but the same level of consciousness, energy. So it's definitely lonely and depends on how fast you're going and how quickly it's time. But I can tell you it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Because then what happens is you're going to have family from blood, and then you're going to have a family, not blood family. And it's funny how the other family is a lot closer than your blood family. They know a lot more about you than your own family. So, and if it happens when you're 20, 30, then you said. If it happens when you're 50, it's not easy to reprogram yourself when you're 50 years old, because this is like everything you believe is not true. So it's a lot of work. So yeah, it's lonely, but it's worth it. So if you're going through the work and you probably listening, if you stuck to the end of this video, you probably are the black sheep and you know it, okay? I'm telling you, stay in it. Don't look back. Please do not look back. Go, push it, force it, and then the rewards are coming. Believe me, the rewards are coming. Stay in it. I don't know how long. I don't know how much longer, but guess what? It's definitely worth it. And that's the peak will never come. But you will look at when you have your own family unit, you look at back, it's like, hey, you know, it's definitely worth it. So stay in it and love life.
Thank you for listening. Leave your comments and subscribe for more insights on mastering the inner and outer wealth.